Namaskar, welcome to Lunar Astro. So today's topic, we're going to discuss Venus in the past life. But before that, I hope you guys are doing the Mahashivratri remedy. Some people have already started it. They're continuing with me for 48 days. If you've not started, you can start on the night of Mahashivratri and you can continue till the night of Holi. Reason being is, these are the nights when the sky is extremely charged up and it is really powerful, and anything you will do during this particular period of time, it will give you extremely good results. The only request is, please do not ask for any wishes while doing the remedy. Reason being is, whatever you will ask, it might come true, but the way it will come true, you might not like it. So that is why, just do the puja, do this prayer remedy, and then leave everything else on God. Let the magic happens. So this is the beauty of this remedy. I mean, my comment box and on the Lunar Astro Facebook group, it is already, people have mentioned their experiences, what they're experiencing. The negative energy has to go out. So you should expect people to get away from you, things to get broken. This is the part of the remedy, because these are the people who might be stopping you. And there are different people who store negative energies around us, and these people has to get away from you. Then only you will get progress in life. Secondly, if you want to always remain miserable in your life, just do these three things and you will become miserable. Reason being is, these are the doses of being miserable. Always focus on others, what others are doing, and critique and do the criticism of everyone. Number one. Second thing is, always listen to the negative people. Do not work on yourself. Do not study. Do not learn anything new. The third thing is, do not have gratitude for anything. Always starts complaining. If you have these three habits, can never become happy in your life. Whenever you have a problem, it is only because of these three reasons. Because you're not working on yourself. I mean, in today's time period, I mean, everyone is a Russian expert, especially on the YouTube. I mean, there's one thing which I see in Ukraine is that whatever is happening, it's the only one person responsible for that situation is Ukraine, no one else, because that country never worked on itself. This is same thing is going to happen with you if you do not work on yourself. If you focus and waste your time in all the other things, one day you will realize that you do not have that core. Core is your Saturn. When you do not spend your time alone, when you do not work on your skills, when you do not spend time in isolation, meditation, these things will happen to you. You will get to a stage where you will become miserable towards other people. So to become happy in life, I mean, I'm recording this video third time. I understand my frustration towards the recordings. One time I forgot to hit the record, another time there was no mic. So still I'm smiling. So you can understand. Because the thing is, the joy comes from within you. When everything, even in the frustration of the times, I mean, if you ask me, there are things which have been stuck from last 3 months, not moving out. But still, even in these testing times, focus on what is in my control. I always ask, what is in my control? What I can change? Can I change the paperwork issues which is happening? No. Can I change any other things which is not in my control? I cannot. What is in my control? My control is I can make videos even if it's after 2 times of my mistakes. Still, this is under my control, and I will keep doing it. So I will discuss about the seventh lord in different houses, and also, I wrote a post on Medium about the matchmaking and relationships. And this was a course which I promised my students that I will teach. So I wrote in my blog about Nadi matching, which is a common myth. Then when you match charts, what you should look for. And this course was pending from last 7 or 8 months, as I promised some of my students. And I'm going to teach you matchmaking. What is the deeper insight of it? You can go and read that blog. The link is in the comment section, or in the first comment will be. I wrote about this particular matchmaking in one of my blogs. And then I saw there were a lot of requests from the lot of viewers to explain the concept of relationships and also the how to match different charts. So I thought, why not to do a complete course on relationships? I'm coming with a course on relationships on matchmaking, especially how to actually match charts. Reason being is all your matchmaking is dependent on moon. And VP just says in chapter 1, I mean, most of you people have decided their names based on the nakshatra of the moon. And BPHS says in chapter 1, choose the name depending on the strongest planet in your chart. It didn't say moon. Because earlier people used to be born on certain tithis, their conception has to be planned. Different things were there related to moon. But now when nothing is there, how can you follow that one table or avakada chakra or the matchmaking table and saying that we are going to get married to this particular person for the rest of our life depending on based on the moon? Not going to work. So this is why how to match charts properly, this is what we're going to learn in the course, and what different people bring in our life, and what are the different deep meanings of the shlokas related to relationships within the chart. Why different people bring so much sorrow in our life, why different people come to take their depths in our life, what are the different limits you should look for when the person walks in or whenever the first time you meet people, how to judge people in terms of their chart, which is A grade chart, B grade charts, in terms of relationships. So this is what the course is about. You can sign up for the course. Also, now we're going to discuss about seventh lord in different houses. So I'll read out the literal translations first, as by the BPHS, and then I will go in the deeper meanings of it. Seventh lord in first house, and I think this is a shlok number 73 in the in BPHS in the R Santanam Banjan, R Santanam Banjanji. And the shlok says, the seventh lord is an ascendant. Native will be of wicked nature, will not have courage, will go to many other people's wives or husband. Also, the native will suffer from the windy disease. This is what the classical text says. Now, if you see seventh lord in first house, first of all, the wife is coming and sitting on the head. So that's why the opposite partners are more heavy on them. They do not have the choice. Nal Kitab says, which is a book of Enneagram, the person will get involved with the beast. Or beast is the English word. The term used in Lal Kitab is, if you understand Farsi, is Habshi. The thing is, the person do not take time to understand why he is getting into a relationship. They make quick decisions in terms of relationships. They decide, okay, and secondly, the thing is, when you do not give yourself time, and do not have anything as a leverage, and you are so loose in your morals that you can go to anyone with the bed, that point of time you do not have any moral left. But this will only work if you have malefic influence in the Lagna, because all the complete this is what I've explained in my yogas in astrology yogas video as well. All the yogas are dependent on houses, not rashis. Throughout the classical book, whenever yogas are explained, they're explained with the help of houses, not with the help of rashis. So when Maharishi Parasa is telling you seventh lord in first house, they're talking about all the lagnas. But let's suppose they have Jupiter in Lagna, Sun in Lagna, benefic influence. Then you will have somebody to guide you. Jupiter is your guidance. Sun is your ego. Sun is your knowledge. Sun is a vision. What will be the consequences of this if I go do this? Because Mars does not have that amount of vision. That's why Sun is the ruler. Mars is the policeman. This is a different between Sun and Mars. So when you have good plants in Lagna, this complete effect might not be there. But when you have a Saturn or Rahu in Lagna, you do not have that vision. And the seventh lord in first house, you will be very quick to make partners, decisions. You will go with anyone and say, okay, let's do this. If this particular party says this is good, you will say yes. This particular party comes and says this particular thing is good, you say okay, yes. You do not have an opinion. This is what the deeper meaning is. But also, one of the Nadi texts says, and Nadi always uses the Karakatva as a reference. It's a Shukra and Lagna. Lal Kitab and Nadi, they both uses the only the Karakatvas. Shukra and Lagna, the native will suffer, the past life spouse will come in native's life, will come into native's life and dominate him and make sure that he does things which he or she wanted. Reason being is, you see, there are some people when they get married, they cut off their circle from everyone else because they do not listen to anyone else after that. Seventh Lord in Lagna. People says, the person has changed completely after the marriage. What has happened? The person changes after the relationships because now his karmic partner has come to the Lagna. Lagna is important, is a very important place. Lagna is who rules you. Who will you listen to? Now, when the seventh Lord is in Lagna and the partner comes, the person listens only to the partner. He'll stop listening to father, mother, sister, siblings, everyone. Seventh Lord is in Lagna, person listens only to the partner. This is what happens. And the family gets surprised. I mean, why I'm smiling is reason because there are charts running in my head. I've seen reactions of people. They were like, this boy was never like this girl was never like this. What has happened to them? The reason is because in past life, the native did the same thing. They cut off with the family. Like the one particular case in the Nadi text was the girl was abducted forcefully. See, mass, the effect of mass, forcefully from the family. In next life, the native will pay back. The girl will make sure that the person will not be able to communicate with the family. So there will be no communications at all in extreme cases. Look at the planets with seventh lord in Lagna and little bit of affliction, but no effect of Sun, Jupiter, Sun or Jupiter. These things will happen. Another thing is the person will suffer from a wind disease because seventh lord carries the energy of wind. Seventh lord is also Vayu and also shows the short life of the native. Reason being is depending on the Vayu Tattva, your life is determined. That is why Rahu Nakshatras, all in the Aries signs, given the portfolio of healers. All three of them. So, seventh Lord in Lagna, the person will suffer from a mental disease, and this will be the cause of his pain in the last part of his life. Also, his lifespan will be short. This is what the seventh Lord in Lagna does. Also, seventh Lord in second house. The native will marry within someone within the family. His wealth will increase over a period of time. The life of spouse will be short. Also, the native will have multiple spouses. So this is not a good combination. Reason being is seventh lord is going to the eighth position to its natal position. So one thing is going to happen. Wife is going to control the money. Second thing, due to wife, the person's wealth will increase. The native will always have troubles related to management of resources, management of wealth. Seventh lord in second house, Venus in second house, Nadi text says native's wife will try to control the wealth of the native. Also, seventh lord in second house, if there is a extreme afflictions, like the one of the affliction is seventh lord in second house and second lord debilitated, native will not even get food from the wife after the marriage, or there will be extreme food habit changes. See, whenever you marry, something changes, and I will explain this in detail. Because seventh house is who gives energy to the ascendant. When you match two charts, what you're doing is you never match two same nakshatras. Reason being is there's nothing the person has to offer which is different from you. You always take that nakshatra which can completely, the one nakshatra which can complete you, which can give you the energy. This is what you're looking for. So whenever you marry that particular person, seventh lord in second house, if that nakshatra is wrong, this is what will happen. Seventh lord in second house, the natives will marry within the family. The person will know that particular person. So in first house, the precaution was please marry after some period of time. Do not marry the first girl you meet. Give some chances to that particular person. Also, seventh lord in first house, the marriage is bit late. The person gets frustrated. That's why it's the term hapshi has been used, because in past life you were too concerned about the looks. You captured someone from their home. Now in this life, see what you get. Seventh lord in second house, wife is going to control your wealth. Seventh lord in third house, and this is the most interesting shloka. You should hear it. The person will not have many. The person will not will get difficulties in getting kids. Will not get sons, and if they when they happen, will not survive. Mostly girls at the end of the life. This is what the seventh lord and third is. Now you see why Maharishi Prasha is telling about kids in third house. The reason being is it's a seventh lord which is responsible for conception. It's a seventh house. When these two people meet, the the childbirth happens. But seventh lord in third house, it's in sign of Mercury. Now there are certain shlokas which says whenever the seventh lord is in third house, Mercury is not interested in all this. The partner will not be interested in these activities. Seventh lord in third house, the native is now now want kids, but it will not happen. Third house is the entry gateway, and the wife is standing there. The spouse is standing there with the problem that I will not let any kid enter. Seventh lord in third house, your siblings will have problem with your spouse. That is why again Shukra third house, Lal Kitab says, Admi jaisa aurat jaisa admi. Because now Shukra is now in dual sign. So you will see, the people who have short hair, the girls who have short hair, or boys who dress up like bit like women, use woman colors. This is seventh lord in third house. Like there's a chart I remember, seventh lord in third house, the native, the siblings said absolutely nothing after the marriage, but the fight became so big that these two never talk. The siblings never talk now. Seventh lord is in third house. So kids are going to be the problem because of this seventh lord and third house combination. Because one partner is not interested at all. Because there is an effect of Mercury. Mercury is a kid. Mercury is a play. So the person will not be interested in all these things. And the curse is because you have done something wrong to the kids in past life. Because of the young age kids, you were so involved in it. In this life, your partner comes from as the same kid. They will not let you allow to enjoy that particular process. There will be a lot of mind games. There will be a lot of excuses, just like the kid does, and they're not interested in this particular activity. So seventh lord in third house, this is what is a karma you have. Now it is going to be in this particular manner only. Seventh lord in fourth house, and this is I think applicable to every one of us, or at least all the males, which says the wife will not be in the control of the native, and I think this applicable to every one of us. So nothing majorly, but I will come to the decoding part of it. Will be of independent nature, will suffer from the teeth issues. This is what the Maharishi process says. Now, what it means is, whenever the seventh lord is in fourth house, first thing is the moment you get married, something related to your house and mother is going to happen very strongly. You might have to leave your house, or change of house has to happen because your seventh lord is in fourth house. First thing. Second thing is the wife will be very independent in nature. Reason being is fourth house is your core system. Fourth house is what holds your principles. So wife will be protecting that particular principle for you. Seventh lord in fourth house is a good combination. The only problem is because wife will not remain happy over here. I've seen people with, because whenever Venus goes in luminary signs, fourth and fifth, or fourth and fifth house, these people are not very happy people, because Moon is a queen, and this now your spouse has to live like a king or queen. They have very moody. They will have everything. I mean, seventh lord and fourth house, you can predict the person you wanted to marry, you will never be able to marry him or her. They will like someone so much badly, but will not be able to marry, and they will keep on remembering that person throughout the life. Seventh lord and fourth. There was extreme love stories. Seventh lord and fourth house, not able to get married. They will have everything, perfect person. Still, they will require something else. That's what the moon is. Seventh lord and fourth house. It's that you'll get a very good spouse first thing. Will take care of you like a mother, like a father. Like a parents. Build your core, handle your base system. Also, like in third house, seventh lord in third house, roles changes. Like husband can take the role of wife, wife can become the role of husband. The role changes. Seventh lord in fourth house, your husband or wife, whoever you are, I mean, you're a blessed person with your seventh lord in fourth house, because your wife, your spouse will take care of your every single thing like kids. This is what the seventh lord in fourth house does. All your punya gets manifested because of seventh lord and fourth house. So if you get one, be very happy, be very grateful, have gratitude in life, because seventh lord and fourth house, you don't have a problem in marriage. They have a problem in accepting that why I didn't get this one, why I'm getting this one. I mean, this is what the problem of the seventh lord and fourth house is. So we'll discuss these four houses today. And I'll give you I will give you 4 ages as well. And these 4 ages, you go and try. 29, 28, 32, 31. First house, second house, third house, fourth house. If you have a seventh lord in first, second, third, fourth, or Venus in one, second, third, fourth, these are the ages. These planets will give you results. At the age of 29, a planet setting in Lagna will give you results majorly. So again, it also shows the late marriage or late combination of the marriage at the age of 29. This also shows, I mean, the planet gives you results several times. So I've picked up the major ones. Seventh lord in Lagna, 29 is the age. Or Shukra in Lagna, 29 is the age. You should be very specific about who comes in your life. 28 is for second house, 32 is the third house, fourth is 31. These are the 4 ages. You should see what results Shukra or the seventh lord has given you. Who comes as a partner. Then you come back and let me know. We'll discuss the next 4 houses. We'll still again decode, in the same manner, and see what the BPHS has to offer us, and then we will see. Because you see, the seventh house is such an important house in our life. Seventh house is what completes us. Seventh house is what gives us energy. Seventh house is what the desire is. And in the parts of Tantra, there are texts where you find, if a king sleeps with a person who does this Saturn kind of a work, he will fall down from the palace. Reason being is, who is giving the energy to the sun now? Who is giving the energy to the king now? Saturn. Similarly, it is very important whom you're going to marry, because after marriage, I mean, the whole purpose of marriage was, when you meet, you should get complete, because one person, one human didn't have enough energy to handle all the energies in one. So you always require that one partner who will complete you as a soul partner. In Kamasutra, one of the chapters says, when your prana is in upper directions, like when you control your breathing while doing the kriya, that particular point of time, you are actually intimidating, like you're creating a universe. But at the same time, and most of us are doing this in tamas, when you do not understand the greater meaning of it. This is a time period when the problems will happen. Most of the people will lose energy after meeting with the partner, but very few will gain energy from it. The one who knows, that's what I'm telling you. The interpretation of text is very important. You cannot have the seventh house just matching with those points and saying this is a perfect partner. No, it can be disaster for that particular person. What if that particular person's moon is not working at all? What if the Jupiter is the strongest one and that's in a completely opposite nakshatra? That's why even after those so much matchmaking, the divorces are happening. So this is why seventh house or seventh lord or the matchmaking should be done in a manner that when you complete, when you meet someone, that person should give you rise in life. If you ever experience that after meeting someone, you're experiencing fall, and this is not just physically, it's just like getting associated with someone. It just means that person's energy is not very good for you. This is how you should interpret it, the matching of charts. So I'll see you guys next time. I will explain the next four ones, next four houses in the next video. In the meantime, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, what you want, if you want me to cover, I will please post that in comment section, and I will come back next week, do the same thing. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.